1 in 4 people will experience mental illness each year, according to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. That's one of the big factors in this conversation, destigmatizing it, because you likely know someone experiencing a mental illness. To keep the conversation going, joining me this morning for today's Wellness Wednesday is Miss Crosse Oktoberfest, Maddie. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about what you do and why your mission kind of surrounds mental health.
So I work as a nurse at Gunderson Inpatient Behavioral Health, and I see the mental health crisis that we experience every single day in the La Crosse community. And being able to have this role as Miss La Crosse Oktoberfest and going into classrooms, businesses, being able to talk about preventing mental health crises is huge.
Yeah, and your mission kind of has to do with, I know you have 3 steps. You have a social impact that's initiative around mental illness. So tell me a little bit about that 3 steps that you have.
Yeah, so my social impact initiative is the Before Stage 4 campaign through Mental Health of America, and that's really talking about being informed, being screened, and getting help. So knowledge is power, and taking that power away is huge. So taking a mental health screening and being able to know what to talk to your doctor about is so important to get that conversation started.
Yeah, and why do you think not only is it important to have this conversation, but for the La Crosse community?
We have so many factors that are affecting our mental health. We have poverty, we have drugs and alcohol that are in our community, and those are all factors that negatively impact our mental health on top of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. And mental health is health. We need to treat it just as important as our physical health.
Definitely. And what are some steps you recommend people taking if, they're not really sure where to start?
I think just taking that screening on Mental Health of America is our first step. It's free and confidential, and it kind of leads you in the right direction to what to talk to your doctor about. And if you're experiencing anything, feel free to call the Great Rivers 211 hotline, our crisis helpline. I know you guys are going to mention that a little bit on your website. And just being able to talk to a doctor about it is so important.
Definitely. And if someone, sees someone that they know going through this, what steps would you recommend they take if it's not affecting them personally?
I think it's okay to have those vulnerable conversations and just open that door and say, hey, I see you're struggling. How can I help? And just be a vulnerable space for them to share what's going on is so important.
Definitely help destigmatize this by just keeping those conversations going.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you being here. We'll be right back after the break.